Self-isolation.
What are you doing, Les?
Putting in speakers, data wire for speakers so that it can have self-isolation and enjoy it.
Where is those speaker wires going to?
My stereo system.
Well, in the car?
Pioneer amp from 1976, just like my
Let's
TR6.
Let's go look at this
Go and have a look.
high-end stereo over here.
No, old Pioneer amp that people throw away.
Let me go look at this thing.
No regard for recycling.
I think it's from the...
David?
Look at that thing.
Very
Oh,
nice, eh?
Lloyd's.
And it cranks.
It's a beauty. And then we got, what do we got here? A dual cassette deck, Pioneer, and a CD player. Wow, Les, you're really moving into the 90s with the CD player.
Yeah.
Oh, and look, there's some sort of equalizer up here, but that's probably for his Capri or something.
Car stereo.
Yeah. All right.
So you watch Dave.
You gonna do the Tarzan thing? Can you give us a Tarzan? Can you give us a Tarzan yell?
That's if things get really bad.
Give us the Tarzan yell.
See that? That's if I get things bad. You piss me off.
Is that where you hang me up?
Oh, that's just to dry you out.
All right, so day 4 back on the 76 TR6 project. And first thing I'm doing is actually looking at these trim rings here. And Les probably doesn't know what he has. These are original brushed aluminum trim rings. And these ones actually look to be in really, really good shape. No, I don't see any scuffs.
Yeah, I don't know what I got.
You know what you've got here, Les, with these trim rings?
Yes, they're the original aluminum ones. I already checked them. I asked you. These are rare.
Okay, so Les knows they're rare because I guess I told him previously.
Yeah, you did.
So anyway, so that's a good thing. I don't know what they look like on the other side, but these two look pretty darn good. So those will probably just polish up nicely. One other thing that I may not have mentioned to you, I know we mentioned this originally when Les was looking at the car, but this is not the original engine for this car. And we figured that out pretty quickly because there's no emission control on this engine like a 76 would normally have. For example, the EGR valve would be here. There's an air pump over here. On the exhaust manifold, there's an air rail, and this car has none of that. So it's pretty apparent that this is an earlier engine. So we took a look at the number. It's a CF series number, and I think it's somewhere around 4460, something like that, UE, which I looked up the numbers. Don't quote me on the numbers, but I did look up the numbers the other night, and it is actually a 76 block, or sorry, a 73 block. So anyway, just thought I'd let you know that. A little less complicated than the 76. As the TR6s went on, they ended up getting more and more pollution control on them, and they're a little bit more difficult to maintain and work on. Anyway, that's it for now. We'll get Les off of his union brake and get him over here so we can start working on the car. That's the way I like it. Just a silent...
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. No problem, sir.
Even a silent acknowledgement is good. Okay, here he comes.
No problem, sir.
So one of the things we wanted to do today was to get the heater box out from inside the dash. And we need to drain the coolant out of the car. I brought a couple of jugs with me to do that. We're going to have to cut these down. We haven't put the car up on jack stands yet. That's the next phase of this project. So we'll probably have to cut those bottles down in half just to drain the rad coolant. I don't think we're going to try to attempt to save the hose, because Les knows that he needs to get new hoses for this car anyway.
I wouldn't reuse them.
So he says he's not going to reuse them, so the CFO has made the call on that. So what we'll do is we'll just cut that bottom rad hose off, we'll drain the rad out and the block out as much as possible, and we will get to removing that heater box. Alright, well Les is working on that lower radiator hose. He's got the upper off, but we're trying to get the hose off the bottom. Pretty tight down there. There's no petcocks on these cars, so in order to drain this you really need to either cut the hose or take it off the bottom. And it's probably fused on there from being on there for a long period of time. Anyway, I think Les is probably going to resort to the Sawzall soon. Anyway, I'm starting to take off some of the engine ancillary components here. I've got the coil off. I've got my old Nemesis, the alternator, partially off. Just working on the bottom bolts. We'll get that off. And we'll take the distributor cap off and a bunch of other stuff on this side while Les is working on that bottom rad hose. Alright, we're having a problem getting that bottom rad hose off, so we're going to resort to getting a big hammer and a block of wood and try to knock that off. Other than that, we've got the alternator off, we've got the distributor out, we've got the emissions counter off, we've got the coil off, we're leaving the fuel pump on for now. We got the alternator off, obviously, so let me give Les a hand here before he wrecks something. Alright, quick updates, probably just coming up to around 5:30 or so, and the heater box is now out, and we've got most of the harness out, just one more area, the battery connection, the positive connection, we need to push through, disconnect, and push through where the harness comes through here. And Les is working on the wiper motor, removing that so we can actually take the wiper gear and rack out. He's already detached the cover plates up underneath here. So if we can see that or not. So the cover plates are out. So he's just taking the cover off the wiper motor so we can release that worm gear that's under there.
Well, this is not the right tool, Dave.
Okay, it's dinner time, so we're just about to head home, but Les got the wiper motor off the car. It's a little rough inside, a little rusty. It looks like it's had some water in there. So anyway, that's off. So the next thing for us to do is to work on removing this cable. So we'll do that another day. Like I said, Les has removed the covers from the inside. So we're just about to remove that cable from the inside, but like I said, that'll be for another day. So I think that's about it. We're going to bag up our parts here and make sure we have everything tagged, and then we'll get back out here whenever.
Tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
You're not painting.
Alright, that's it for now, guys. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Say goodbye, Les.
Night night.